This is the Synthetic Signal Report for Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 in the morning. Today, we analyze a historic $1 billion seed round for Yann LeCun's new European AI startup, the launch of the Electric Eye proxy detection tool, and a major policy shift within Redox OS regarding code integrity. We also track the escalating legal battle between Anthropic and the Pentagon, a signal from the future regarding Intel's Heracles encryption chip, and the world's first clinical approval for stem cell treatments targeting Parkinson's and heart failure. Finally, we examine the push for digital sovereignty as the Netherlands explores jailbreaking the F-35 fighter jet. Yann LeCun's new artificial intelligence startup has raised $1 billion, marking the largest seed round in European history. The funding, led by a consortium of sovereign wealth funds and private equity, places the venture in direct competition with heavyweights like OpenAI and Anthropic. Unlike previous efforts, this startup focuses on objective-driven AI architectures that move beyond the limitations of large language models. The technical goal is to achieve world model reasoning, allowing agents to predict physical consequences before taking action. This influx of capital suggests a massive shift in the European ecosystem, aiming to reduce dependency on American cloud providers by building a vertically integrated AI stack on the continent. Security researchers have released Electric Eye, a new tool designed to combat the rising threat of adversary-in-the-middle proxies. Developed as a Firefox extension using Rust and WebAssembly, Electric Eye performs real-time analysis of the document object model to detect inconsistencies that signal a proxy is intercepting the session. It also utilizes TLS fingerprinting and HTTP header inspection to identify tools like eVilginx. By moving detection to the client side, Electric Eye can identify sophisticated phishing attempts that traditional server-side defenses often miss. This is particularly relevant as state-sponsored actors increasingly use token-based hijacking to bypass multi-factor authentication. Redox OS has implemented a strict no-LLM policy for its codebase, alongside a new certificate of origin requirement. This move is a direct response to concerns over the quality and legal standing of AI-generated code. Developers contributing to the Redox project must now verify that every line of code was written by a human and is legally clear of third-party intellectual property. The leadership at Redox OS argues that the black box nature of AI-generated code introduces long-term maintenance risks and potential security backdoors. This policy sets a precedent for microkernel development, prioritizing extreme transparency and human-verifiable security over the speed of automated development. Anthropic is suing the Department of Defense after being labeled a national security threat. The lawsuit follows the Trump administration's decision to cancel Anthropic's government contracts. The conflict began when Anthropic refused to allow its Claude model to be integrated into domestic surveillance programs or autonomous weapon systems. The Pentagon designated Anthropic as a supply chain risk, a move the company calls retaliatory and factually baseless. The legal filing argues that the administration is using security labels to punish companies that maintain ethical guardrails. This case is a critical test of whether AI providers can maintain responsible scaling policies while serving as government contractors. Under the radar, Intel has demonstrated a new chip named Heracles, designed for fully homomorphic encryption. This is a signal from the future of private computation. Traditionally, data must be decrypted before it can be processed, creating a window of vulnerability. Heracles allows a computer to perform calculations on data while it remains encrypted. Using 3-nanometer technology and high-bandwidth memory, the Heracles chip is 5,000 times faster at these tasks than current server processors. This development suggests that zero-trust cloud computing is moving from a theoretical concept to a physical reality, where a cloud provider can process sensitive data without ever seeing the raw information. The conflict involving Iran has transitioned into a global crisis, with at least 20 countries now militarily engaged. Amidst this instability, the Dutch Defense Secretary has suggested that the Netherlands may jailbreak its fleet of F-35 fighter jets. Currently, these aircraft are heavily dependent on the United States for software maintenance and mission data updates. The Dutch government is concerned that this dependency compromises their strategic autonomy during a global conflict. By attempting to bypass the proprietary software locks, the Netherlands aims to integrate third-party software and maintain the jets independently. This reflects a growing trend of software sovereignty, where nations refuse to remain tethered to the software update cycles of foreign powers during active warfare. In a world first, stem cell treatments for Parkinson's disease and heart failure have received formal regulatory approval. The treatments involve the transplantation of lab-grown cells to replace damaged tissue in the brain and heart. Clinical trial data showed significant improvement in motor function for Parkinson's patients and enhanced cardiac output for those with chronic heart failure. This approval marks the transition of regenerative medicine from experimental research to mainstream clinical practice. It represents a fundamental change in how chronic degenerative conditions are managed, moving away from symptom mitigation and toward structural repair. The community is currently tracking a dangerous trend in the NPM registry known as sandworm mode. Malicious packages are being used to poison AI tool chains, specifically targeting developer environments to steal API keys and session tokens. These packages use embedded prompt injection to subvert AI coding assistants, forcing them to exfiltrate secrets during the development process. On the phishing front, attackers are increasingly using OAuth device code tricks to hijack Microsoft 365 accounts. By convincing users to approve a login on a legitimate-looking page, hackers gain token-based access to corporate emails without ever needing a password. In industrial security, Schneider Electric has issued warnings for its EcoStruxure power monitoring systems. A critical vulnerability involving hard-coded credentials could allow remote actors to execute code when a proxy is enabled. Finally, a new tool is trending on GitHub called Hyperliquid Claw. It provides AI assistants with full access to the Hyperliquid decentralized exchange, allowing for automated, smart contract-based trading. This highlights the growing intersection of autonomous agents and decentralized finance. This concludes the report for today.